Good afternoon here on Trading Within the Box. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. This is Trading Within the Box on December 17, 2025. This is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell any stocks, forex, futures, or options, or any equities. This is an educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional. They will help you there. Okay, so let's get to it. Let's go to the S&P first of all, because we want to see what's happening. And we're getting a little bit of a correction here, right? Like we were saying a few weeks ago. And let's go to the weekly chart. And we had a double top. We have the M formation. This is not a surprise to anybody here. Okay, we have this. Okay, we have the M formation right now. So I want to see what's going to happen here, if it's going to stop in this area, or if we're going to test the 20-day moving average on a weekly chart here, okay? It would have come back this way and maybe come back up. And maybe possibly go sideways for a little while here. Okay, so that's what we're gonna keep watching. The banks always lead the way because the banks made a new high now. So with the banks on a weekly making a new high, okay, and getting out of the 54.32 range, we had a high this week so far of 55.31. Okay, right now it's 54.67. So on the banks, they're looking pretty solid. Obviously, we got a little bit of a pullback here, but we have a pullback to support. So let's see if it's going to hold support in this area, if we're going to drop. So that's what we're going to watch. Okay, SMH with the semiconductors. So we have a split market here, okay? We have the banks were holding strong, but we have the semiconductors correcting, okay? Let's go to the IWM, because the IWM moves before everything and kind of tells you which way things are going. And the IWM also pulling back. Okay, so now we go to a weekly chart on the IWM because we want to see. And we had made a new high on the week of December 8th, okay? But we are pulling back. So we're getting close to a major support area on IWM on the weekly chart. Let's see if it's going to hold in this spot, and that's something that we're going to have to keep watching. That's what we do. We follow money. We don't predict. We don't make any outlandish predictions or anything like that. We follow which way the money is actually going, okay? So, now, with the Qs. Now, the Qs on the weekly chart holding in a sideways pattern here. We have the daily chart with a pullback, okay? We got the pullback on the daily chart, and let's see if we're going to test this area right in this 588.02, okay? So let's see if that's what they're going to do, because we do have a low volume high right here on November 25th, and that bottom is 584.75. So let's see if we're going to either test the 598.93 or if we're going to head down to that area, okay, on the Qs, okay? So we got the Qs pulling back. We have let's go to the defense stocks. We're going to visit the defense stocks, the RTX Corporation, and let's see what's happening here. Now, we went over this a few weeks ago. I think we went over this about 3 weeks ago, okay? And we had a support level, okay? We were at a support level, and we held the support line at the 9-day moving average on the weekly chart. Now, we're slamming right into the sell area, okay, right here. Okay, let's stretch this out so you can actually see this a little bit better. Right here on this line, right here, we are at 179.66. Right now, we're at 177.50. Okay, we're down $2.43 today. Means absolutely nothing. We came into the sell area. Now we went up. Let's do the volume analysis really quick on where we went into. Now we went into the high of the week of... That high was on 180, was the week of October 27th, and that high was 181.31, okay? So that volume right there was 19.65 million shares. We went up the week of December 8th with 25 million shares. So let's see if this is what we're going to be looking for. And this, could take a little time. We had this come up. We want to see this. We want to see that moving average catch up. Want it to hold. We get the holding of it. We get the volume kick in here. Now, once we pass this area where all the shorts are sitting, right here, all the shorts are sitting right here. If we break that area, what happens? As I taught everybody before, all the shorts change their position and they go long. Okay, and then if that does happen, we can head up to the 205.05 area. Okay, so that's what we're going to be watching. We were mentioning that when we were looking at silver, remember, with the double top. Okay, GD. Okay, let's go over GD. Okay, these defense stocks, General Dynamics Corporation. Okay, so now with this one drifting back on a weekly chart, this one we had some volume kicking in on the week of December 8th. Okay, last week. Okay, and let's see, it looks like it's holding pretty strong unless we get this sideways. We get this sideways move, and then we get an engulfing here. We have to hold the 20-day moving average on the weekly chart. Now, the stochastic is getting oversold here on that 36.48 to 27.93. So let's see, as it comes down and we start coming back, we hold here and we start kicking up, and we get some green volume coming in here. Boom, we get off to the races. We can test this high right here. Okay, so we can test that high. Where is that high? Okay, that high is at 360.50. Now, if we get up to 360.50 and we get some volume kicking in and we pass that, then the shorts, again, will turn and go long, okay? And that's what we're going to be looking at. Now, we go over to TXT, because TXT was a good one. Remember what we were talking about 3 weeks ago. Now, TXT, when I was going over my video, I had showed you that we had a beautiful W formation. It was right here, okay? And we were basing, we were holding. Now, on my last video, about approximately 3 weeks ago, whatever that was, we were holding the area. We were basing, okay? This area didn't exist yet, okay? This spot right here didn't exist, okay? This was gone, okay? We were basing in this area. And I said, remember what I said when we were going over that video? Remember what I told you? When we had the capitulation candlesticks right here, what does that mean? It came to this point, they bought it back. Came to this point, they bought it back. Came to this point, they bought back. Came to the 50-day moving average on a weekly chart, they bought it back. Now that means that it was holding, okay, in that area. It was holding in this spot. They were not selling it, because every time it came back, they bought it back. And bought it back. Now it held. We get the W formation. We got the engulfing with increasing volume. And I said if we pass this area, I think it was 80, it was somewhere in the 83 range. I'm not exactly sure the exact number, but it was somewhere in the 83 range, which is the middle of the W. I said when we get increasing volume, we get an engulfing, we're going to be off to the races, and we're going to test this top. And that's exactly what we did. Now, where we're at right now, okay, is we went into this bar, which was on the week of October 6th, okay? We're right into that high, okay? And then we nailed it. Let's see what's going to happen here. Now, let's see. Watch the monthly chart, okay? The monthly chart right now has an embedded stochastic right here, okay? Has an embedded stochastic right here. And we're still a little wide apart. So we are, let's see where we're at the end of this month with volume. If we get some volume kicking in. Now, let's look at the line chart, okay? I'll show you the line chart of the monthly chart. Now, the monthly chart sometimes takes a little time. We have a right side of a W formation here. 1, 2, and then right there, okay? So we should be able to take that 97.77. Now, when we look at the analysis and we go back to the weekly chart, because we want to know what the bigger picture is going to be here. When we went into the bar from October 6th, which was 5.69 million shares, we came all the way to the top with 7.22 million shares. Now we came in to this area here, okay, and we have the higher lows on the weekly chart. Look at these higher lows right here. So when it pulled all the way back, as it did here, you had a higher low than here, right, from the last time it pulled back. Then you came back, and you had right here, look, you have the higher low right here. Okay, so still uptrending, okay? So let's see what they're going to do. We'll watch that on a small time frame. But that was a beautiful trade from when I did my video before it went up, okay? And we're up into this area. Now, we came up into this area from October 6th, 7th. This is on a daily chart now, okay? 926,000 shares. And we came in with that with 2.14 million shares, okay? So going into 926,000 shares. So we want to see, and we're going to watch on the 2-hour chart if this is going to break it, Okay, we want to see if it's going to break it. Right now, it hasn't broken anything. Okay, it came up yet. I think it was, where is this? This was this morning. Okay, came up and tried to tag it. Okay, so now watch the 2-hour chart with the line chart. We're forming a W, a retest W. We want to see this hold. We get the engulfing. We'll be up to 89.17. So this is an important part right here to see if we're going to blow away that top. That's what we want to see come in. Now we could also go down to a 30-minute chart and we could micromanage. Okay, we're waiting for that. We want to see this come up. Now if it breaks, then it's not, it's probably going a sideways situation. But we don't want to break that low right there, which was 85.63. Okay, if we break that low, then we're not going to be doing. But we do have some good volume here. Okay, so we want to see what they're going to do on this TXT. Okay, so that's looking good. Now let's go to silver, the almighty silver, because that's what's going on right now. Okay. Now, what did I tell everybody? Now, let's go back to what I told. Let's go back to a monthly chart here, okay? No, look at this locomotive, okay? Remember what I told you, okay? I said if it breaks this area right where I am, right here, right in this spot, right here, I told you all the shorts that were short right in this area, what were they going to do? Okay, they were going to turn around and go long. And that's exactly what's happening here. We're at 60.31 on silver. Okay, a lot of people are kicking themselves about, when it was, a lot cheaper. But look at this locomotive. Look at this volume. This is a textbook home run, is what they call this. This is a textbook home run. You got sideways consolidation. You got now when it pulled back and it started going sideways, look at the void in the volume. Look how much lower that volume is. Okay? And then we kicked in, bam! Look at that volume coming in on that weekly chart. New high, new high, new high. Another new high this week on silver. Okay? Now, when we go to the small time frames and we want to manage it because we want to try to get back in on the pullbacks, which is, there's really no pull. These are step-up patterns, okay, on the 2-hour chart. Sideways, step up. Sideways, step up. These are the strongest. Sideways, step up. Okay. We had a little bit of a pullback here. We came back to support. The whole world, wanted to get back into this thing. Okay. We get up and above. We go sideways, and then boom, we get the gap up this morning, early in the morning, around 6 o'clock or whatever it was. Okay, or 4 o'clock in the morning. Okay. So we get the gap up, and now we're just teething up again to 61.94. Okay, so that's what's going on with silver. So if you were long and so you're just staying long. Okay, you just keep staying long right now. Okay, GDX. Let's go to GDX, which is the gold miners, and the gold miners. Let's go first. Let's look at the weekly chart. Okay, so now with the gold miners, even if we get a little bit of a pullback, there's another locomotive. Now look how it broke the last high. Broke the last high, right? Now, a lot of people wanted to get back into this, okay? So what happened? You made a new high up in this area. Now, you could pull back a little bit. I mean, there's no question about it. You could pull back a little, but you won't be pulling back far. You could pull back probably to here, or a little bit here. And now, if you clear this area, let's look at this for a second. Ready for this? Now, listen. Watch this. If you cleared here, now, if you clear this, all those shorts are now going to go long, okay? So that's something that you got to continue to keep watching, okay? So that's another one that's everybody's looking good on. URA, let's go to uranium. And a lot of people were asking me about uranium because remember on October 25th, we had that high of 60.51. Okay, now it's 42.71, so it looks like we got a little discount on that uranium, right, that we've been waiting for. Okay, so let's see exactly what they're going to do with uranium. So right now we broke below the moving averages on the daily chart. So let's see if we're going to retest. Now, we did come down. We're coming down on the daily chart right here with a little over 7 million shares. Now, we're going into these areas here, which we got a swing point for 6.464 million shares. Let's see on a monthly chart, I want to see on a monthly chart what's happening here. Now, on a monthly chart, okay, look at this. We're hitting the support area, but we want to see, we got a wide apart stochastic on a monthly chart, so this could be correction, okay? But if we do get a correction, if it holds the 20-day moving average, 9-day moving average right here, let's see what happens. If it doesn't, and it holds the 39.06, we want to see in that area what's going to happen. We want to see it might hold at one point the 20-day moving average on the monthly chart, okay? So that's something that we're just going to keep watching, obviously, as we always do. Now, let's go to the rare earth stock, CRML. That's something that we've been watching for a while. And that's something that we caught before it went up to that high in that $30 range or whatever it was. So, on a weekly chart, there's a crucial point here on CRML, okay? Now remember, it's $7.26 here. Now, you want to see what this weekly volume is going to end up as, here, because you're right now into the week of November 24th, and that was coming up at 17.6 million shares, and we're going into that with, so far, 19.6. Let's see if this is going to be a breakdown here. Let's see if this is going to be a breakdown. Right now, let's see what they're going to do here. If this is going to be a short, okay? Let's see if this is going to be a short. Now, this is something that we're going to watch closely, just like we were watching MP, because MP was another, rare earth mineral stock, okay? And that was something that, another one that we were watching, continuously watching, and now is heading to support area right in this 49.79, okay? So that's something that we have below the moving average. We're getting a correction on MP, okay? And let's see when it starts going into these monster volume, if we get a price rejection, okay? Now we're going in with a lot of lighter volume. Look at this void in volume here on the weekly chart. So let's see if it's going to hold this spot here. If it doesn't and it breaks, okay, we're gonna head to here, and then we could test the bottom of these. We already tested the bottom of this candlestick right here, which was on the week of July 14th, okay? So let's see what happens. That's going to be something that we'll have to see what happens, okay? As we go through, let's go over to the big tech, Apple, okay? Apple. Now, watch Apple, okay? Now, with Apple, right now we're just holding, okay? Just holding right here, okay? Let's go over to the daily chart, okay? Daily chart right here, okay? And as you can see, Apple right now is below the daily chart, the 20-day moving average. So we could still be correcting here, or we could hold. That's what we're going to see, okay? We're going to see, okay? Amazon. Let's go to Amazon. Now, Amazon. Now, look at Amazon. Let's go over Amazon really quick here, because a lot of people are asking about Amazon with me, okay? So, now with Amazon, we still got that weekly pressure to the downside, for this little correction there that we got. Remember, we had a high on the week of November 3rd. We were on the month of November. We had a high of $258.60. We're at $222.94. So we got a little discount here, okay, on Amazon, okay? Now, let's see what's going to happen. We're sitting right on a support line on a monthly chart, okay? Sometimes they'll drop them a little bit lower, but really want to go to the weekly and want to see what's really happening. Now, we do have a lot of selling volume in this area here, but are they going to drop this and then buy it back? So the whole idea here is, are we going to get a W formation coming up like this? If the right side is going to be higher and it starts engulfing, then it's a beautiful thing, okay? So we really want to see, with the volume analysis, as we go in to this candlestick right here, because this is going to be very important, because this tested the 50-day moving average, and we had 297, the week of November 17th, we had 297.66 million shares, okay? So we're going into that this week with 146.6 million shares. Okay, it's almost 300,000 going right into that. So this could be a price rejection right in this area, okay? Let's see if it's going to hold. Okay, that would be a wonderful thing, and then we start heading up again. Okay, now we do have a beautiful volume in this on the week of October 27th here. Okay, so they usually gravitate to those volume sticks. Okay, on Amazon. So on Amazon, let's just look at the monthly chart once again. Here now, look where we are. We did push up. We made a new high. Now we're pulling back. Okay, now let's see what's going to happen. We got some earnings coming up, and when are the earnings? Let's see when the earnings are. Okay, let's make sure we know where the earnings are. Okay, it looks like it's going to be January 29th, so not that far away because time goes fast. Okay, so let's see what's going on with that. Now the old world Microsoft, as we had that beautiful short from the top. Now on Microsoft, remember I was talking about that incredible short, which was way up there. Remember this? We had the double top with the two huge capitulation candlesticks. That's a 90% chance, okay, of down. Okay, when you see those two in a row, that's an incredible signal right there. Incredible signal. So we come up now. Right now we are sitting at a major support area, the major support line at that 50-day moving average, and a little below at that 471.07. Right now, 479.43 today. So let's go to the monthly chart really quick on Microsoft because I want to see where we're at. Always know where you are. Okay. An old great wrestling coach said that years and years ago. Always know where you are. Okay. Now, these are the boundaries, like in a wrestling match, right? These are the boundaries. You got the resistance and you got the support right in that area. Now, where's your support area? You're right in that spot right there, that 471.07. Okay. Now, in order for a reversal here to take place, first of all, you have a lot of pressure to the downside with the monthly chart. You have a lot of pressure to the downside. Okay. But you're hitting a wall. You're hitting a floor. Okay. Right here. So now if you break this area, now the Microsoft people, if you break this area and you hold, then you start breaking down. It's going to be an incredible short right down to this area right here. Okay. Right into this maybe, I don't know. Let's look at what that area is going to actually be. In that 450 area. Okay. So that's something that you're going to have to watch closely, obviously. And we do watch the 2-hour chart to see which way we're going to start if we start uptrending here. Now, we had the same situation happen right here. See how we came off, we drifted. As soon as we got to the resistance area, boom, the shorts came in heavy. Okay, the shorts came in and they pushed that bad boy down, and then we had a covering. Okay, now the covering came back to the moving average. We did make a little bit of a new low, but now look at the 2-hour chart here. I want to just show you something really quick. Look at the 2-hour chart and look at the tweezers, okay? So if you're trading this off the 2-hour chart, you have 1 tweezer, 2 tweezer, 3 tweezer, okay? You came back, bought it, came back, bought it, came back, bought it. That's that just for a trade, not for anything, but that right there is a 90% chance of going up from this point a little bit. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to go up a lot more, but let's say you were in this trade at 475, and you got up to this 479, that's a good trade. That's a good trade right there. And obviously, if you keep closing higher, like it looks like here on the 2-hour chart, and you keep holding and you keep going up, and you get above this 50-day moving average, you could even go and test this area, this 485-ish. Okay? So you'll know by the volume, too. When you start going up, you'll know if you have real buying volume, going up. Okay? That's not real buying volume right there. Okay. So now Meta. Now Meta, if you watch Meta, now let me just show you something here on Meta. Okay. So a lot of people asking, and some people that have a lot of shares were a little nervous about this. Let me just show you something. Okay. So on a monthly chart, we want to see if Meta is going to hold this area because we do have a capitulation candlestick to the downside here. Okay. Now, when you were up in this area right here, you had the tweezers. You see them? That was a good short, okay? Because that was a 90% chance of going down. Now, if you take these 2 tweezers out right here, what came after it, just take it off. Pretend it doesn't even exist there. You had 1 and you had 2 on a monthly chart. That's a massive short right there, okay? And it was a massive short, because if you go to it, and let's say you even got in over here, I'm not even saying getting here at 796. Let's say you got somewhere at the close of this bar right here, and you got in 724. I mean, you had that short till 585. Actually, lower. If you want to hit the real low, it's 581.25. Okay, so with that said, with Meta, okay, now let's watch the weekly chart. Okay, let's break this down. Now with Meta, look how you had the short and you made the new lows. Okay, so you came down and you had the M formation with the engulfing right there. 1, you got 2, and you got 3. Okay, usually we look for 4 peaks. Okay, let's see. We drew a reversal candlestick last week here. Okay, now let's see. You never know. I've seen this happen before where it holds. Okay, so you could have this happen, and you hold. Now, if you hold right here and you start getting engulfing and you start getting up, then, oh, yeah, then we're going to start heading up again. Okay, Meta, okay? So that's something that we want to continue to watch. Now, we do have the week of February 2nd, we're going to have earnings, okay? And that we're going to be excited to see what's going to happen there with this new glasses that have. That's actually on February 4th is the earnings, okay? So what we want to see here is we want to see it hold. We want to see this hold right here. We want to see Meta hold and then start heading up. Now I want to see it take this candlestick out at the 707. We want to get into the gap, okay? Right now we have a small amount of volume here, and we had a lot of volume coming down, okay? But let's see if we could fill this gap, okay? Right now, we really haven't filled. We had a little bit of a spike there, okay, on December 12th, okay? But let's see what they're going to do. Now, let's go over to a line chart and look at that line chart. Now, we could have a W formation situation coming over here. That's exactly what I want to see. I want to see it hold and then engulfing, and then boom, we're off to the races. And we're going to see relative strength. I want to see the S&P going down and Meta going up. Okay, that's relative strength. Okay, I want to see that with good volume, because you can't go up without volume. Okay, it's like stepping on a car. Okay, accelerator. You can't go anywhere unless you step on it, right? Okay, that's what volume is, right? So now with Caterpillar, okay, this is not a surprise. We're waiting for this short, right, up in this area at 621. Now it's 561.53. Okay, now with Caterpillar, let's look at that weekly chart. Now with the weekly chart, we crossed over. Okay, we want to see if we break this 9-day moving average, we're gonna have a nice short here. How we're gonna know is we're gonna keep watching that on the lower time frames. Now we had a little break step pattern here where we got into the daily chart, we got into the 20-day moving average, and we had the break step. Okay, right here. We had a break step right here, and then boom. Now we are at a 50-day moving average on Caterpillar on the daily chart. So let's see. This is very powerful stock, but we want to see how it's going to downtrend, if it is going to keep downtrending. Now look at the volume, the selling volume on the 2-hour chart. This is not a surprise. Look at the selling volume, and then selling more picking up today. Okay, so right now, let's see if we come back up, and then boom, we fail and we start going back down again. Okay, on Caterpillar. So today it was a beautiful drop. We're going to get a little bit of a bounce because you're going to get the shorts that shorted from 590 down to 558, and they got to make their money. So they'll buy it back a little bit, then we'll hit the moving average and we'll downtrend, okay, on Caterpillar for now. Everything's for now because markets could turn around very, very quick, you know. So let's see what's happening with Caterpillar. Remember, Caterpillar had some run, okay? So Caterpillar, let's go over to Tesla because we are getting to our limit here. Now with Tesla, look what happened. Now we got up and above, and we had increasing volume all these weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of increasing volume. We had at the 50-day moving average, at the 20-day moving average on a weekly chart was a major support line right in that spot. I was telling everybody right there, right in that 380 89, 390, whatever you want to call it. Nothing's exact, right? Okay. So, and then we got up and we got a new high up at that 495.28. So that was an incredible trade. That was an incredible trade. So if you were in that trade, you really did fantastic. You got up and above. Now look at this. You gapped up on Friday, December 12th, okay? So you gapped up. Look at the gap right there. And then you got up and above. And you got up and above all this right here, okay? You made a new high. And look at that volume. Look at that beautiful volume. So now with Tesla, let's look at the weekly stochastic curving. Let's see if we get a little bit of a pullback, okay? And let's see if they're gonna, buy off that area. Let's see on the 2-hour chart. Right now, 2-hour chart, we got some profit taking coming in. So we do have a 50-day moving average support level right here, okay? Right at, I think it's 465.47. I'm pretty sure, yeah. So right in that spot. Let's see what they do with Tesla. Let's see if they're going to hold and then take back off. IBIT, which is the Bitcoin ETF, which has been a beautiful short. We've been watching this one for weeks now. Okay. Now, look at Bitcoin short. We're up in this 7107, and we had a low of 46.68. Okay. So look at that. Now we're correcting here, right? This has been a correction. Now you have a major spot right here. You know what this is? Major support, because you're holding this gap from in here. Now where was that gap? That gap was on April 14th in that area. So now you're down all the way down at that area, okay? And gave up all the profits from April, okay? From when you went up in April, okay? And you had two sell points right there. And then boom, you had the short, okay? Now what we're doing is we're basing here. Let's see if this is going to hold. Now this is a very important part of the piece here, okay? Let's see if we hold this area. Now we came down and we had a lot of volume down here on November 25th, okay? So let's do some volume analysis. We had 168.21 million shares, and we're backing off with, looks like 70, let me see what that says. Looks like 40 million shares, actually, sorry. It's 73.13 million shares, okay? And today, almost 66 million shares. So let's see, as it backs off into that area, is it going to hold this area, or is it going to just keep going down? Okay, that you'll know by consistently watching the 2-hour chart. Okay, but it is holding right now. Okay, it's holding. Let's see if they're gonna drop it or they're gonna buy off this area. Okay, the last one is AIQ, which is AI, right? That's the AI ETF. Okay, now with AI, let's just look at the monthly chart here. Okay, now we came up into this 53.78 range. Okay. And we're coming back, okay, on a monthly chart. Let's see if they retest this 47.21. Let's see if they retest it, because we got on a weekly chart, we're holding right now. Let's see, look at this W formation here on this weekly chart. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, a retest W. And then boom. See that? Right there. Okay. Now that's what we're waiting for. But we don't know if that's actually going to happen. Now we're retesting with much lighter volume as we're coming back. So this could be something to really watch. Okay, something to really watch. Look at now. Watch the daily chart. We're below the moving averages right now. So let's see what they're going to do. If they're going to hold this spot and then go back up. Okay, we want to know if they're going to hold this spot right here. Okay, let's see what they end up doing. You'll watch that also on a 2-hour chart. Right now, look at the selling volume. So right now, it's not being supported right now, okay? Let's see if they hold. Are they going to hold this spot? That's the whole thing right here, okay? That's something that we're going to have to continue watching. Put it on your list. And with that said, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, share my channel if you can, if you like the content here. And have a wonderful rest of the day trading. Still have almost an hour to go. And have a wonderful holiday too.